Welcome back everyone. This is a video on request. In today's session, I'm going to discuss two subjective long answer questions from the poem ABHISARA the TRYST written by Rabindranath Tagore. In today's session, there will be two questions and in the next session, another two questions will be solved. Now these questions are taken from the Evergreen publications workbook Rhapsody. So check your workbook. Question 1. Selfless service is a religion of the ascetics. Discuss the statement with close reference to the text. Now, before starting the explanation of the answer, I would like to tell you that please check the pinned comment section because we have important video links related to your syllabus. Check the pinned comment section. Now, coming back to today's topic. Selfless service is a religion of the ascetics. This is the theme, this is the statement, and we need to substantiate this theme with the help of suitable textual references. Whenever you're writing subjective answers, write your answer with close reference to the text. Read the text thoroughly. And as I do, follow my example and begin your subjective answer with an appropriate and appealing introduction. The introductory statement must be directly related to the question. Now let us read the answer and then you will understand everything. I will also give you some tips and tricks to write good subjective answers. ABHISARA the TRYST, which is written by Rabindranath Tagore, is a story poem based on Upagupta, a Buddhist monk following the path of asceticism. The introductory statement directly associated with the question. So this question is about the philosophy of ascetics, the philosophy followed by the ascetics, the teaching, one of the teachings, and that is selfless service. And in this poem ABHISARA the TRYST, we have the protagonist Upagupta, and he is an ascetic and he follows the path of asceticism and he therefore selflessly serves mankind and it is his religion. I need to substantiate this in my answer, so I have already laid the foundation of my answer with the help of the introductory statement, opening line. Next, the second sentence again is very important. Just read along with me. He not only leads a life of renunciation, simplicity, spirituality and self-denial, but also propagates the doctrine that selfless service is the religion of the ascetics. So the question, directly the question. In this way, the examiner will be impressed with my answer. He will understand that he will feel that I have understood the question and I am writing the answer in accordance with the question. Now the words renunciation, simplicity, spirituality, self-denial, these are the features of the life led by an ascetic. Dear students, do watch our easy explanation video because you will get all these terms explained in that video. So if you want to write good answers, do check the pinned comment section and go and watch that video, easy explanation video. Now again, let's read. He not only leads a life of renunciation, simplicity, spirituality and self-denial, but also propagates the doctrine that selfless service is the religion of the ascetics through his kindness shown towards Vasavadatta, and here is the specific textual reference directly mentioned in the introduction itself. This is the introduction and I will divide my subjective answer into multiple paragraphs. Always change paragraphs. Do not write in a single paragraph. This is a tip. This is a trick to score well. And you are class 11 students, so you must raise the bar. Your standard of writing your answer, your standard of expression must be up to the mark. Follow our reference materials and I am sure that you will do well. All of you. Come on. Now the body. The second part of the poem is set in the spring season. So I am not just writing the summary of the poem. Do not write the summary of the poem everywhere. Write in accordance to the question given. Understand what is being asked. So as per this question, this particular question, I need to focus specifically on the second part of the poem, and that is exactly what I am doing. The second part of the poem is set in the spring season, the season of hope, joy and festivities. The citizens have gone to the woods for the festival of flowers and are happily celebrating the onset of spring. Everyone is happy. But there is a woman, but. The word but is significant. Everyone is happy, मगर एक औरत है वासवदत्ता जो ठीक नहीं है. और वासवदत्ता को क्या हुआ है? वासवदत्ता बहुत बीमार है. वासवदत्ता जो बहुत ब्यूटीफुल थी, यंग थी, सुंदर थी एंड वो बहुत रिच भी थी. अब वही वासवदत्ता मथुरा के बाहर उसे भेज दिया गया और वहाँ पे वो अकेली है. But there is a woman who has been hurriedly driven away from the town to avoid her poisonous contagion. Notice how I have used quotations. Do not use incorrect quotations. Write the quotations correctly, because if you write incorrect quotations, then marks will be deducted. She is afflicted with black pestilence and her body is spotted with sores of smallpox. Quotations. Textual reference. She is Vasavadatta, a dancing girl who was known for her dazzling and exquisite beauty and youthful elegance. Due to her illness, she has now lost her beauty, wealth and youth. She is abandoned by everyone and is a social outcast. Use this expression in your answer. Social outcast, and she is abandoned. Here I have presented the contrast between the life of the first phase of Vasavadatta's life and the second phase of Vasavadatta's life in order to substantiate the answer. वासवदत्ता को मदद की ज़रूरत है. She is in need of service. She is in need of help. And who will help her? Will anyone help her? हमने तो पोएम पढ़ा है, तो हमने क्या देखा? उपगुप्ता जो एक त्यागी सन्यासी थे, उपगुप्ता ने वासवदत्ता को हेल्प किया. और कैसे हेल्प किया और क्यों इसे हम सेल्फलेस सर्विस कहेंगे? This is what the question is all about. So, in the next paragraph, I will focus on this. Your answer must have logical coherence. Haphazard way में कुछ भी लिखना ये ठीक नहीं होगा. तो एक proper pattern maintain करके एक point के बाद एक तुम एक pyramid के तरह answer को frame करना. Upagupta, however, exhibits fearlessness and selflessness. Now here is the complete justification of the theme. क्यों मुझे लगता है selfless service? हाँ, ये theme ठीक है, ये theme इस poem में है, applicable है. So I am now justifying that theme. Upagupta, however, exhibits fearlessness and selflessness and sits by her side. क्या क्या करते हैं उपगुप्ता इन ऑर्डर टू हेल्प वासवदत्ता? क्या क्या सर्विस वो देते हैं दुखी वासवदत्ता के लिए? नंबर 1, he sits by her side. Quotation. Takes her head on his knees. Another quotation. And moistens her lips with water. Another quotation. He also smears her deformed body. जो ब्यूटीफुल वासवदत्ता थी वो अब डिफॉर्म्ड, अगली एक औरत है और वो रास्ते में ही पड़ी थी कहीं पे. He also smears her deformed body with balm so that this can produce a soothing and curative effect. This unconditional love and compassion displayed by Upagupta makes him an epitome of saintliness and charity. तो हर वक्त हम तो ये सेल्फलेस सर्विस, काइंडनेस रिपीट नहीं करेंगे. हम लोग synonyms use करेंगे. Instead of writing selfless, service and kindness again and again, I have used charity. And instead of asceticism, I have used saintliness. So just use Google, use any search engine and look for synonyms of important terms and expressions related to your syllabus. So this is how Upagupta served Vasavadatta, helped Vasavadatta. See, I am not writing the summary. Now, the concluding part. In the first part of the poem, second part में क्या-क्या हुआ, जिससे उपगुप्ता ने कैसे सेवा किया वासवदत्ता को, ये एस्टैब्लिश होता है. और अब मैं क्या करती हूँ देखो, फर्स्ट पार्ट में फिर वापस जाती हूँ. क्यों? In the first part of the poem, Upagupta declined Vasavadatta's invitation. जो उपगुप्ता अब सेवा कर रहा है वासवदत्ता की, वही उपगुप्ता ने फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द पोएम में डिनाई किया था, डिक्लाइन किया था वासवदत्ता का जो इन्विटेशन था. And promised to come to her, but he had promised to visit her when the time is ripe, when the time is appropriate. The courtesan, the dancing girl, did not need help or service then. तब वासवदत्ता को कोई मदद नहीं चाहिए था. मगर अब, but when she is sick, helpless and deserted, Upagupta says, the time at last has come to visit you and I am here in order to serve you selflessly. So this is how I have substantiated my points, my interpretation of the text. Always remember, English literature is subjective and you are free to express your opinion. But do not be too far-fetched. Do not go here and there too much in your interpretation of the text. एक balance maintain करके अपना जो opinion है उसके मुताबिक तुम लोग answer frame कर सकते हो. He is indeed a true ascetic, an appropriate conclusion at the end. He is indeed a true ascetic and does not think about his own health. Question में क्या था? Selfless service. यहाँ पे मैं क्या prove कर रही हूँ? उपगुप्ता ने अपने आप के बारे में कुछ नहीं सोचा. स्मॉल पॉक्स एक डेडली डिजीज, एक इट स्प्रेड्स इजीली. इसके बावजूद उपगुप्ता ने सर्व किया सेल्फलेसली. तो यही मैं यहाँ पे प्रूव कर चुकी हूँ. He is indeed a true ascetic and does not think about his own health while attending to the ailing, to the sick Vasavadatta. He is an embodiment of sacrifice. Thus, he is devoted to the service of mankind, upholding the doctrine of selflessness with an unwavering faith. Unwavering faith, religion मैंने repeat नहीं किया. तो instead of religion, I have used unwavering faith, belief. And what is belief? It is the religion, the doctrine believed by the ascetics. So, dear students, in this way, I have written the first long answer. The length is going to depend on the marks allotted and on the time available. Time management is going to be crucial. So use this reference material in order to frame your own answer. Question number 2, the young ascetic answered, woman, go on your way. When the time is ripe, I will come to you. Explain the lines in the context of the poem. So what is the poem? In Rabindranath Tagore's ABHISARA the TRYST, the two characters Upagupta, a Buddhist ascetic, and Vasavadatta, an exquisitely beautiful dancing girl. Exquisitely का मतलब बहुत सुंदर. Exquisitely beautiful dancing girl represent two ways of living. So these two characters represent two ways of living. So notice how I have related the opening statement with the question. Direct relation. Question में क्या है? वे. वे वर्ड बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है और ओपनिंग स्टेटमेंट में ही मैंने ये वेज, दो वेज है इस पोएम में, वही मेंशन कर दिया. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी ऑल अबाउट टू वेज. वन वे फॉलोड बाय उपगुप्ता एंड अनदर वे फॉलोड बाय वासवदत्ता. Upagupta stands for spiritual pursuit and Vasavadatta stands for material pursuit. Again, My easy explanation video is going to help you a lot. जाओ और easy explanation video का link ढूंढो playlist से, pin comment section से और देख लो. And you will be sorted. Spiritual pursuit versus material pursuit. Two ways. When Vasavadatta requested Upagupta to come to her house, the young ascetic answered, "Woman, go on your way. When the time is ripe, I will come to you." And since this quotation is there in the question, I will copy the quotation directly from the question itself. तो इससे quotation भी हो जाएगा और एक examiner के अंदर एक फेवरेबल इंप्रेशन भी क्रिएट हो जाएगा और गलती का भी कोई चांस नहीं है क्योंकि कोटेशन हमने डायरेक्टली क्वेश्चन से कॉपी कर लिया. सो दिस इज अ ट्रिक विच यू मस्ट अप्लाई. नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ, उपगुप्ता's रिप्लाई. तो द क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट उपगुप्ता's रिप्लाई. वुमन, गो ऑन योर वे. एंड हु इज द वुमन? वासवदत्ता इज द वुमन. सो आई हैव मेंशन्ड रिप्लाई. Upagupta's reply is symbolically significant. The expression "go on your way" literally means return to your house, घर वापस लौट जाओ. मगर symbolically it refers to Vasavadatta's life of splendor, pomp, extravagance, materialistic pleasures and comfort. Vasavadatta भोगी थी, त्यागी नहीं थी, and she led her life splendidly in luxury. Materialistic pleasures. She was after worldly pleasures. She was enjoying her life to the fullest. And the ascetic. So, two ways of life. The ascetic asks her to go with her worldly pleasures. जाओ, तुम अपने रास्ते चले जाओ. तुम जिस तरह से अपनी जिंदगी बिता रही हो, अब तुम वही बिताओ. कुछ दिनों तक तुम्हें वही बिताना है. And Upagupta could foresee the second phase of Vasavadatta's life. He was a wise man. She is too young to renounce material and physical pleasures. वो त्यागी नहीं थी और वो बहुत यंग भी थी. अब उसका समय, ठीक समय नहीं था दुनिया को त्यागने के लिए, मतलब दुनिया के जो प्लेजर्स है उन्हें त्यागने के लिए. Her way was to enjoy herself. The life of Upagupta is characterized by simplicity, spirituality, self-denial and rigorous restraint. The same point. First question में भी मैंने ये point use किया था, second question में भी मैं ये point use कर रही हूँ, मगर मैं summary नहीं लिख रही हूँ. And this is the style of writing such subjective answers. However, Upagupta promises that he will come to her when the time is ripe. अभी तो टाइम तुम्हारा ठीक टाइम नहीं है, appropriate टाइम नहीं है. जब appropriate टाइम होगा तो मैं तुम्हारे पास ज़रूर आऊँगा. There is still some time left for Vasavadatta to have spiritual awakening. It is not the right time. The woman does not need any help or service. तो वो अपने रास्ते जा सकती है, उसे कोई मदद नहीं चाहिए अभी. These words of the young ascetic are an important part of Vasavadatta's first phase of life. First phase of life में ये हुआ था. उपगुप्ता ने वासवदत्ता को ये कहा था, woman, go on your way. First phase of life, again this expression is important, where she is grappling in the darkness of ignorance and pride. She was proud of her beauty, youth and wealth, and she was also ignorant. Ignorant का मतलब उसे life के बारे में कुछ पता ही नहीं था. That youth, beauty, wealth, these are all transitory. These are all short-lived. आज वो सुंदर है, कल वो सुंदर नहीं रहेगी. आज वो young है, कल वो सुंदर और young नहीं रहेगी. So this is life, the impermanence of life on earth. Next, she is young, beautiful and rich in this phase. The first phase में first meeting हुआ था और वो भी all of a sudden by chance, coincidentally. The first meeting, Abhisara, between Vasavadatta and Upagupta, which happened all of a sudden, thus ends. Upagupta gives his reply, declines the invitation, and Vasavadatta would go on her way. In the second phase of her life, the dancing girl again meets the ascetic. But during the second meeting, the time at last has come to visit you and I am here. During the second meeting, Upagupta keeps his promise. but Vasavadatta has lost her youth, beauty and wealth. So, उपगुप्ता और वासवदत्ता का ये जो दो वेज ऑफ लिविंग है, ये कभी एक नहीं हो सकता. उपगुप्ता एक एस्थेटिक है और वो कभी वासवदत्ता का जो लाइफस्टाइल है उसे अपनाएगा नहीं. और वासवदत्ता जब तक वो प्राउड थी, यंग, अपने ब्यूटी और यूथ को लेकर, तब तक वो ये देख नहीं पा रही थी. मगर नाउ इज द अप्रोप्रिएट टाइम. एंड उपगुप्ता कीप्स हिज प्रॉमिस. He had said, when the time is right, I will come to you. And again in the second phase, that thing is repeated. The time, the right time has come. But unfortunately, Vasavadatta is physically deformed. मगर शायद इस experience के बाद वासवदत्ता का spiritual awakening होगा. True wisdom. She will see the true wisdom, the purity of her soul. She will be able to realize the purity of her soul, and that will be her biggest learning. This is the consequence of the way followed by her. So I have focused on the term way, I have focused on the term time, and the expression time is ripe in my answer. And in this way I have explained the lines in the context of the poem with appropriate suitable textual references. Her way is transitory and the way of spiritual pursuit is permanent. तो वो जा सकती है अपने रास्ते. उपगुप्ता ने भी कह दिया था, मगर वो वे परमानेंट नहीं था. जो वे उपगुप्ता का था, स्पिरिचुअल परसूट का था, वो वे परमानेंट है in the long run. So this is the conclusion. Again, the length. This is the length depending on my handwriting, time management, points available. कुछ भी मत लिखना. Points एक के बाद एक सजा के एक माला की तरह तुम अपने आंसर को फ्रेम करना. And I am sure you all will learn how to write such answers. So, dear students, remember to come back and watch the next session as well, because I will discuss more questions in that session. Till then, take care.